A-to-Z, an Institute of Investigative Living. The A-to-Z enterprise encompasses all aspects of day-to-day living. Home, furniture, clothing, food all become the site of investigation in an ongoing endeavor to better understand human nature and the social construction of needs. A defining aspect of the work of Andrea Zittel is what we could call her methodical process, her interest in founding the production of her artwork on the act of questioning reality and formulating answers. This global amoeba-shaped diagram has aspects that are universal, yet for me, hair and skin would not be in the center, nor would shoes and clothing. To each his own. I think those regions, if I revise the diagram, would include the intake of ideas and energy put outward to self-expression. And the next organic-shaped ring would be about things I do to earn a livelihood. When I first read about the artist's studio, A-to-Z East was a 10-foot by 10-foot space in New York City. She was in the process of establishing A-to-Z West, a 50-acre compound for further expanding research and living. It's halfway up a mound of boulders just outside the high desert town of Joshua Tree. I drove past A-to-Z West once while touring another event she had a hand in, the High Desert Test Sites, which featured site-specific temporary installations by a number of artists. I find spending time in Joshua Tree National Park and nearby towns like 29 Palms centering. Sitting on a pile of 50-million-year-old boulders, the issues in my life become fleeting. The opportunity to visit Andrea's A-to-Z West are rare. In the fall of 2018, just 4 Saturdays are available. Zittel is a prolific artist. In the mid-90s, she was creating these living units evocative of the interiors of vintage Airstream trailers. She also makes her own uniforms, perhaps a single dress she will wear every day, or these open-web merino wool dresses displayed at Regan Project's gallery in Los Angeles. Here's a construction she created at A-to-Z West in 2002 called the Regenerating Field. As she has said, people are so caught up in the nuances of their own personal realm that they've lost the real civic relationships with one another. We've lost the collective power. In that same sense, I am interested in how design is reflective, and we have become so encapsulated, especially in suburban areas such as where I come from in California. That experience where the frontier isolationist mentality has gone so far that your entire world is contained in your piece of property, in your house, and in your automobile. Basically, those 3 capsules are everything. And then, what if someone could morph all 3 of those things into one perfect and infinitely reproducible capsule? A-to-Z rough furniture principles. A rough surface should absorb or camouflage dirt rather than reveal it. Because all possessions ultimately break down or wear out, a rough object must deteriorate beautifully. Rough is absolutely comfortable. Something rough doesn't require an expert to make it. Rough objects are never functionally fixed. Rough is infinitely adaptive. In a rough room, things belong wherever you put them naturally. Rough is both progressive and regressive at the same time. Find new ways to position yourself in the world. A-to-Z time trials. These clocks not only record unconventional segments of time, but wryly comment on the contemporary obsession with time management work and leisure activities. The landscape of the high desert is covered with homestead cabins, typically a 5-acre parcel, available for free to anyone who would have built a minimal structure. The A to Z homestead unit is an update to these structures, many of which have been absorbed, left to disintegrate in the sun, heat, and wind. The design for the A to Z homestead unit incorporates the search for freedom and the notion of the frontier that is integral to the concept of the American West. I'm sure a visit to A to Z West will be a thought-provoking experience.